I'm Tyler. That's Rayman.
That's me.
Twice. And yeah,
That's my last name.
your last name is Twice, or your last name is Rayman Twice?
Twice.
Hmm.
Actually, it's Raymond twice.
Ooh. You ever thought about that? People who have like very similar first and last names. No, I guess not. Okay.
Do you have like an example for that like I could play off of, or is that just like
there's that singer Philip Phillips.
okay, that one makes sense, yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Like Tommy Tom?
Yeah, yeah. It's like I feel like the parents made a decision, you know. And like I don't know how serious the decision was, or if they were just trolling their kid. But like,
Petey.
yeah, like what are we doing? We're getting close, right? We're getting close to the end of some of our shows, at least.
Yo.
It definitely feels like
Okay.
it. It definitely feels like they're like wrapping up. They're like getting close to that like big event at the end.
How would you rate this week of episodes and all?
I think one of a couple of the shows I feel like were kind of low when comparing them to other episodes of the show, but most, I would say like 4 out of 6, we might have had like the best episode of the show this week. 2 out of 6 was like kind of mid.
Okay. I want you to tell me which 2 of the 6 when we get there you thought were mid.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Just so I can get like an idea. I need the perspective.
That's fair.
Because I also think some of our shows are, some of them were weaker, but I think some of them they were pretty strong.
Yeah, definitely. So I mean, we can start with one of the ones that I thought. Okay, so Place Further in the Universe, episode 9. We'll do it first. This one, I thought this might have been the best episode of the show so far.
Yes.
It just had like, I don't know, I feel like it had a lot of heart in it, more so than other episodes have had. We had the whole the Shirase and Jin kind of dynamic. That was kind of like the A plot the whole episode, and them kind of, because I guess maybe I wasn't paying attention enough. I guess I didn't really ever stick with how there might be some like weird awkwardness between them. But it does make sense, especially on Jin's side, where she feels guilty. Like she feels like it's her fault that her mom died, when it's not. Like you can't, and even like the daughter's response to that, where she was like, "Did you make any mistakes? Did you was there some bad judgment on your part? Oh no, then what could you have done? How was this your fault?" Kind of like letting her off the hook almost. I like that. And then even past that, for her to be like, I actually don't know. I actually have no idea how I feel. There's a lot of emotions going on about the situation, but we're moving forward, I guess.
Because it was a very real episode.
Yeah. Because I mean, I feel like other shows would have handled that very differently. More so like, oh, this is a show. But with this one, it's like, no, I would imagine that's how two people in that situation would both feel on opposite ends. And I don't know if everything's necessarily resolved between them, but I like they finally talked about it, at least.
I like that they're giving us a little glimmer that she may still be alive. Just a little glimmer.
Yeah, that sounds very, like,
it's
at
weird,
the very end, like, is that what they're hinting at? That she's alive somewhere?
Like, she could have been found, like, another camp or whatever.
And just unable, because it's Antarctica.
Yeah.
But
I feel like if she was found, though, it would be, like, very easy to get her back. But they'll be like, okay, she speaks this language, okay. We'll get, like, a translate for this, and then...
Yeah.
I feel like it would just go smoother.
That would be something, right?
The mom is important. We'll see what happens with that. But I do like how their relationship has basically always been the same, but they're just always awkward around each other.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they both don't kind of know how to do anything.
Yeah, I like those like flashbacks, right? Where the
Mhm.
mom kept leaving her with her daughter on purpose. I thought that was funny.
We get a little like romance subplot, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, yeah, with like Toshio. He's like, I love her. And then and none of them were on board to help him. They're like, you're an idiot.
The one girl being like, "You need to change your game. She's too good for you," and he's like, "Yeah, you're right." And then he's like, "Wait, you're the one?" And she's like, "Nope, we're not doing this."
Yeah. No, 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 we're not. This is not happening. Um but then even for the very end, for that to like
Mhm.
him almost have that moment where he's gonna go confess, and then he's at least competent enough to be like, oh, this is not the time. She's on the side of the boat, she's crying over something.
It's like the least he could have done at least was maybe give her like a blanket or something, or like a coffee.
Mm.
He just walked away.
Yeah, yeah, I think that walking away isn't the worst thing he could have done, but I think that also could have been an opportunity for him to like console her. I mean, not even like in
Like
a wrong way.
nothing even has to come from that. You just like
Right.
be a good person.
Exactly, yeah. Like you're both on the ship together, you're like shipmates, to just
That's
kind
your
of be like,
captain.
hey, also your captain, yeah.
That's your boss. Just gonna leave them.
But like, to be fair, when I don't remember who it was, but when they were like, oh, she wants someone who's like a cloud, and he's like, I don't know what that means. Like, how am I supposed to interpret that?
He's like, I know what this means. He's like, what does it mean? He's like, I can't put it into words.
Yeah. It's like, well, then why? Why even bring it up?
Why would you say that?
He said, I know the answer. I'm not gonna tell you though. Um. Yeah.
And then
Uh,
obviously we have the ending. Finally, like they give the kids a teaser. They're like, this is what it's kind of like, but not really.
mm,
They make a brief stop and they're like, yep, have fun on the ice for a moment, and then we're gonna go back and actually get to camp.
yeah, yeah. Like their first. Yeah, I really like that moment too, because it's like, okay, we're here. We're like sort of reached our destination, and then we have everyone going crazy because they're like, oh my god, it's like it's real, because I mean they're not the only ones that have been on
Mhm.
this long journey. Like it's everyone else too has been really wanting to make it back, especially given like the history of the crew and everything. They're just all so happy that hey, we made it, because literally nobody thought that we would make it this far. We have like our reduced budget, and again we're all like regular people, all that stuff. So yeah, it's cool. It's cool that they made it, and the show, the show, at least for now, did not end in tragedy, where it's like this is like Titanic 2, you know?
So that's on when they go back.
Yeah, it's on the way back. Hey, at least at that point they can die happy because they did it. They made it, you know. Um, Also when they were breaking the ice, is that like a real thing?
Yeah,
Was, do the
that's
shit
real.
break the ice? Yeah.
Yeah, how like it lifts up and all that. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I was like, I've never seen that before. Never even heard of that. But that was pretty
I mean,
cool.
it's specifically because they go through all the ice flows and everything, so they kind of have to. The
Yeah,
hull
right. You gotta
breakers are
break it.
needed.
Yeah, yeah. Which is nice because towards like the beginning of the season, they kind of mentioned how this was like a really big ship, and I think a couple of them were even like, "Do we need something like this? Like, is this necessary?" Because again, they have a much smaller crew this time
Mhm.
around. But for now to get to this moment, like, oh no, we did need a ship like this, because if not, we would have just been stuck.
Yeah, they get, and it's a good way they also kind of explain like, yeah, the ice just grows or like reforms over the years, so you gotta
Hmm.
go back.
Right.
Turns out Antarctica's cold.
Who would have thought? Um, I like the moment where we kind of got like a lot of the flashback stuff between them, and then it cuts to real time, and there's penguins, and they both see them at the same time.
That's their bond, actually. They connect to the penguins.
Yeah. That's the one thing they have in common. And then it even cuts to like the one flashback where they're together in their house, and on TV they're watching like a penguin thing. It's like, man, this all started very early on.
Penguins are life, apparently. That's the one joke that I like in every episode is a penguin joke in the Place for It in the Universe.
Mm.
I'll give it 10 penguins out of 10 at the end of the show.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's not the rating right now. Right now, we only got 4 penguins or 5 penguins in this episode, so it's like 5 penguins.
Oh, what happened to the other ones?
They're in other episodes.
Oh, okay. Oh. So you're distributing them like like trophies.
Yeah. Per penguin.
Okay. Yeah. The kind of pacing of the show, I thought we would be on. I thought we'd be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got 10, 11, 12, 13. Is that 13 episode?
Yeah, we got four episodes left.
This is 13, right?
Yeah, 13. Yeah, it's 13. Yeah.
So we'll probably get setting up camp, episode 10.
I feel like this is definitely one of those shows where it's the journey more than the destination.
Yeah.
You know, because I feel like if the destination was important, and if they were going to do something like long and adventurous, it would have been flipped, where we would have spent like 4 episodes getting to Antarctica and then 8 or 9 episodes actually there at camp doing stuff. So I feel like it really is the journey. And again, with the weird like mom mystery thing, that could kind of be how this like oddly closes out the show. Because again, I feel like the show does that. It has done that almost every episode, where like the after credits is like some weird 30-second thing. Like how for pretty much the first half it was Kimuri's friend. And it was just like, why do we keep cutting to her at the end of everything? And then that all pays off in, what was it, last episode or episode before, where she comes out and she's like, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
And she's like, liar.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Hold on a moment.
Okay. Ray's taking a phone call.
No.
As you can see, video people can see. Okay. So now everything has changed. He's off. So now we're just gonna have a one-on-one. I feel like we do this every so often, me and you guys and gals and everything. So yeah, what do I want to talk about? Let's see. Yeah, the episode was good. It's probably the end of the episode, or end of the Place for the Universe. We'll get on to other shows so far. Like I said, it's 6 shows. I feel like 4 of them like really, really good, and then 2 of them. I don't know those are the exact numbers, but I'm just kind of ballparking. I feel like 2 of them are like kind of okay, but we'll get to that. That's the joy of doing. That's why we don't do just like one show at a time. Because like if we turn out that we hate it, then we just have to kind of push through it. But when you have like at least 2 or 3 shows, you get that variety. So, yeah. Is anyone watching any other shows out there? I'm sure this isn't, if you're watching this anime, I'm sure these aren't the only anime you're watching. Any like seasonal stuff? One show I'm really liking this season is My Happy Marriage, I believe. That's like the like dark horse of this season. I didn't see a lot of hype going into this season. I mean, maybe like manga readers. You know how manga readers are, But other than that, like, every I feel like anime has reached this point where like every season has a ton of sequels that people can be excited about. It's like even if you're not in the mood for like watching new stuff, there's a lot of like mainstream sequel stuff. But then you kind of dig deep and you're like, okay, push all that stuff aside. What are some new things, right? My Happy Marriage, I feel like wasn't super high on the list in terms of like popularity for the upcoming season as it stood. It really shot up. It really shot up. It's really good. Anyway, go check it out. It's like a kind of like a romance slice of life type thing. It is more like adults though, which I like. Because I feel like that's something that the medium in general is not. Ray came back. He's here for audio listeners, which I guess is all listeners. Audio. I was talking about My Happy Marriage. Do you know anything about that show, Ray?
Are you watching that show? Is that what you're watching?
Yeah.
That's like your alley?
That's like anime this season so far for me. My Happy Marriage
always
is
you
so
in the
good.
rom-coms. Like, that manga was going on for a while, too, I think.
Yeah.
I feel bad, because that's most... You don't already know. Like, I know most stuff comes from... Whenever the manga's up, I know it usually.
But what I was saying when you came back in is that, like, I very much appreciate, and I feel like this has been happening more and more lately, I very much appreciate the rom-coms where the characters are adults, and it's not all, like, school rom-coms, you know what I mean? Because it's like, I think a couple seasons ago we had a show called The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. That was also really good, and that was a rom-com slice of life type thing set in an office building. So I was like, oh, we're not dealing with like the more what's the word, adolescence type situations,
I get what you're saying. I think that's also a big pressure for Nana at this point.
Nana, yeah, that's true as well. That show's going places as well. But yeah, I think we pretty much wrapped up Further Than the Universe. Next up we got Iron-Blooded Orphans episode 9. This was one, right? This one, okay, so when you were gone, I was like, I don't really know if the number is quite 4 and 2. I just kind of threw that out there as like a ballpark. I will say, if I am going to give something into the 2 category, this is one of them for me. This
is a low episode.
Yeah, like it's not bad. Like none of our shows are bad. Even very clearly, my least favorite show is the Rakugo show. Even that show, wouldn't say it's bad. That would be heinous of me to say.
Especially, I know of this week. This episode was a pretty. I
This
don't want to say big episode.
Yeah, this was big. But yeah, like this episode wasn't bad. It just felt like a bottle episode.
This is a wrap up episode. We're tying up ends.
Yeah, where it's like, oh, cool, they got into Taiwas. Cool. I didn't even really know that was like a huge discussion. I feel like last episode they already kind of decided that they were gonna do that, but apparently not. And this one they were like, ooh,
well, it's like the guy's like, I'm cool with it, but you gotta talk to like the actual head.
Yeah.
And the actual head's like, yeah, you're good now. So you guys are like, he's like, all right, where you want him under? He's like, make him my sworn brother. And it's like, really? He's like, for real? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's good.
They had the whole ceremony and stuff, so that was nice. They all went out drinking afterwards, like adults do.
Corey gets hammered.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Gets obliterated.
He's sloshed.
And there's most likely some foreshadowing with that woman that like saw them and then afterwards gave them her like thing. I can't think of any word for it. Yeah. So I'm sure that's some sort of foreshadowing because that's just a really out of place moment for her to not show up again in the show. So that was cool. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. That's pretty much to me everything that happened. And then and at the end they were like, now to Earth. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Are you also thinking that the show's gonna end when we get to Earth, at least for season 1?
Well, okay, so there's 4 episodes left.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, well, no, this show isn't broken up into seasons. Like, well, no, I'm pretty sure season 1 is 2 course, so it is 25 episodes.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
because we
crazy.
have. Yeah. This is. I mean, they
So
might.
it's like this is like a full year, dude. This was going for 1 year straight.
Oh yeah, with like both seasons, both.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure each season is 25 episodes. So we got 4 cours in total.
Dang,
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, the question is like, okay, this is a bigger question podcast wise.
Mm.
If you like IBO enough, are you willing to continue to give it the spot and push it on?
You mean past the 25 episodes?
Yeah.
Um,
Or would you rather take a break and come back? Because, variety, cycling it out.
um, I mean, my whole thing is variety. Usually, when it comes to stuff like this,
I will
um,
say it works with the unfocused title. We gotta kind of swap stuff in and out.
yeah. I mean, even just in my personal life, right? When I watch stuff, I normally don't binge stuff like that, like season to season. I like take a break because I'm like, because for me, I mean, that even happens with books as well, where it's like I don't read full series through because then I get bored, and then I'm like, okay, I can't go into book 2. I gotta read something else before I come back to book 2. Um, even if it's really good, even like Mistborn or something. Like I didn't read Mistborn all the way through in one go. I couldn't. I would have lost my mind. But it depends. It depends on. I mean, it is 2 course, so it is. We're going to be here for a while anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel in 16 weeks.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be
Like
Christmas by the
that's the only
time.
problem with like the week to week is that like we're chipping away at
Yeah, yeah.
IBO basically. Like, yep, we're just going.
I mean, I do have some ideas to. I have some ideas to change it. We can talk about that after.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, anything. How did this episode stand up for you, Ray?
I mean, I think you put it. Yeah, it was a low tide episode,
We're familiar with that.
but it's just formalities and making sure the audience understands. Like, okay, this is like official.
Mm.
Because Taiwan is essentially like a mafia, a space mafia, essentially. It's like that's where they made their allegiances to.
Mm. Yeah, this was a very necessary episode. It wasn't really, definitely wasn't the most exciting episode, but it was one that had to happen. That way, all the pieces are clearly labeled, and we know what it is going into. Them hopefully getting to Earth. It's very clear. We know what is happening, who's helping who's going where, because that was even another question that Orga asked in this episode. He asked it again. He was like, if we do this, we can still escort the girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, yes, you got it. That's fine. So again, it is, I feel like there was some stuff maybe feels kind of tedious and kind of over-explained, but I feel like that's maybe just them saying we have to do this because the next few episodes are going to be crazy. We're going to go to Earth.
It's also kind of like we're giving everyone a break. Everyone here is relaxing. This may be one of the few happy moments they'll have before it all goes downhill.
Sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we don't know what's going to be for them at Earth. We don't know what's waiting for them. We don't know how easy it's going to be, just be there. And, because I'm sure there's a lot of people there that don't like what she's going to bring to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Basically
warring
saying again that she's
ideals.
starting a war or igniting it, really.
Yeah, Yeah. And that was even her thing this episode too, right? Where she's like, well, I already got blood on my hands. You know?
Hey, I killed a few people. What's wrong with killing a few more?
It happens, right? We've all done this.
Can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the only minor thing that we kind of got to see was like it's minor, and I like to point it out is that how cool Barbatos is. The guy's like, this is one of the ancient Gundam that stopped the Calamity War. By the time I'm done with this, we'll have fully reviewed it and like tell you everything we could possibly know about how to keep this maintained.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it's a little hype up. It's like next time he gets into Barbatos, it's going to be a different machine, basically. Well, not a different machine, but it's going to be prime conditioned almost.
Yeah. Maybe they'll have like more like information or tips on like, hey, here's how we can, not that they'll unlock like a secret weapon or something, but they'll be like, hey, here's how you do this to kind of make it more efficient or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be cool.
Or like it's just gonna be me respond to him a bit quicker. You know?
Mm-hmm. Just feel more comfortable in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that works. Yeah.
Yeah, summarizes pretty much it.
Yeah, that was okay. Excited for next episode because this very much feels like an in between. So that just means that the next ones have got to be cool.
I mean, if I saw anything from the preview for the next episode, Mikazuka's back in the Barbatos.
Mm-hmm. Which is always a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Next, we got Summertime Rendering, episode 9.
We're gonna go back on what you said. This is probably one of the better episodes.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Maybe the best episode of Summertime Rendering.
Possibly the best, yeah.
It gives us everything we could possibly ask for.
Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff that happened in this one, right? So we got the Ushio video. Lots of explanation there. So kind of the first thing there.
95% of the episode is the Ushio video.
Yeah. So we got them together, which is something I was not expecting. I was not expecting that's how that kind of came up, was Ushio and the Shadow like knew of each other, were like working together. That was cool. And then yeah, just like, so what was the Shadow's purpose, like teaming up or whatever, is just because they heard of Shiori maybe meeting a Shadow and they're like, oh, we gotta save her.
Yeah, and this Shadow, as we've already known, has taken Ushio to the point where she's like, yeah, I just came back home. Like, that's the only reason why they met back up again. Is like, I was coming back home. Like, that's how deep the Shadow is in Shiori.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah, these Shadows are crafty. I wasn't expecting, said, they had a pretty cool like fight scene in the woods or whatever. There's another Shadow who also turned into Ushio, and I was like, there's 3 Ushios on screen. There's a lot's happening right now.
Very intelligent. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Able to put together, this is what a Shadow's weakness is because I stepped on the other Shadow, and this should be enough.
And I do like that part of it as well, with like her thing, and the whole reason that went through the one Shadow's mind is because when they first met each other, they both thought the other one was the Shadow. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting twist too, because normally, that's just further kind of solidifying that the Ushio Shadow is very different from all the other ones, because they all come here and they're like, we will kill. And then they kill the person, they take a picture of them, whatever. But this Shadow came in and was like, you're a Shadow. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Like, you don't know that you're a shadow. Like what happened to you?
And then she knows she's a shadow later on, obviously. She's like, yeah, scan me and you can repair your body. And she's like, bingo,
Yeah,
genius.
exactly. And then she has this like weird like hair move, very much out of like a video game. Just like spam square and then your hair twirls, you know?
And then like she became like the seashell necklace, and I thought like we're hitting different levels here. Like
It's like, you can
it's like
become objects?
we thought that we could only be like living things. Now they're objects. So now we're
Yeah.
like shadows can literally be. That's a different level now. That you know how much objects there is in that town?
This many. It's like the
At least 10.
yeah, I was gonna say it's like the SpongeBob meme where he's like, if you had to guess, how many mattresses do you think are here? And he looks around for like 6 seconds. It's like 10. Wow. Just how in awe. He's like, wow, that's a big number. It's like you guys are idiots. But yeah, that's something interesting too though, is like, you know, you do the whole like object thing, but can all shadows do that though? Because we know Ushio is different than other like the Ushio shadow is different than other shadows.
Yeah, is she just built different, or is that all shadows can turn into objects? In which case,
Yeah.
we got like they can't really test that out either. It's not like, hey, you can ask a shadow, hey, turn into this real quick.
Because I feel like maybe not. I don't know. I was gonna say I feel like we would have seen that already, because in my mind turning into an object could be super helpful. But then like, can they move as an, like, you know, is this prop hunt where you can move as an object, or are you stuck there?
I don't think she can move. I think like she literally had to change back before she could do anything.
Right.
At least when she was the necklace.
So like maybe for like spying stuff, turning into an object would be helpful. But then to like
Also like an
murder
object
someone,
where like they can't really touch your shadow. Like necklace is perfect for that because it's always going to be on someone, so no one's actually
right.
gonna like mess with that.
But then I feel like, and you know, up until this point, we haven't really seen shadows work together too much. And I feel like if you turn into an object, you need like a like team member to be
Yeah.
like, hey, you know, like carry you around or something. I don't know.
It's a lot of stuff. And then obviously we go to the underwater fight against the shadow child.
Which was very tense. It was very tense.
In which case the shadow child definitely won.
Yeah, 100%. Her IQ was just way higher than theirs.
And they're like, we thought we had a chance. We did not have a chance.
So
Turns out, because it's Ushio, they can't fight underwater. That's not normal.
yeah, so they were trying to save Shiori. And then Ushio, for real, was like, no, you save her. which doesn't
I'll
make any
die.
sense to me, because like a regular human's chance against a shadow, very low, right? Because they can like morph their bodies and they can be quick and powerful or whatever. Also, very hard to attack a shadow in the water. Where's their shadow? You know? You have no chance. So like in my mind, you should have flipped. Real Ushio should have saved the girl, and then Shadow Ushio should have fought the shadow.
I think the problem is that she was already like in that position, so it's just kind of conceding and being like, okay, we're just gonna do this.
Do shadows need to breathe? You know? Could they just been underwater, chilling?
Yeah, I guess they didn't need to breathe because then I guess when she was done with that, she's literally turned back into like an amorphous shadow.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, I'm kind of coming around. Ushio deserved to die. You know, bad planning on your part. You know, you went under there. You have like.
Ain't she wanted to marry the MC? Terrible.
Yeah, it's like, come on. Did they say that they never found her body? Was that a plot
Yeah,
point?
they said they found it. They found it. They
oh,
found
they
it
did
with
find it. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, and that was the whole thing with like the like choke marks or whatever. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, I don't think she drowned. Um, yeah, and then you would think, oh, that's it. That right there is a good episode, right?
But then they start reacting to the memory, and the memory starts reacting to them.
Yeah, so now there's a new character. I'm assuming this is like a new character. This isn't just some weird like memory mutation. Character with I feel like it was a very anime thing, right? We have characters with two different eyes. I mean, Shinpei has two different eyes, right? But obviously we have characters where it's more like visible. We got another one now, except this character is blind in one, there's no color at all in one of their eyes. The other eye is red.
Yeah. Do you think this is the mother, the one that was mentioned earlier that apparently he has the eye of?
I think it's very possible because she doesn't talk like a regular shadow. She says like, "Oh, do you know how long it's taken me to find you," or something like that. So I feel like this is definitely, if it's not her, it's definitely one of the more like powerful, like more important shadows in whatever weird hierarchy system they have in their government.
She also marked him.
That's true as well. Yeah, put a handprint around the forearm. Now I know where to find you. Do you think? Okay, here's a question, right? Does the marking travel with him?
That would be pretty cool if it did.
So like,
because that would confuse a lot of people on the next time he comes back.
Yeah, because like he comes back and he's on. Well, I guess he wouldn't be on the boat because they're farther in time. But he comes back and he has the mark.
Yeah.
That's very weird.
That's just an instant threat. Like you just.
If it does, it would have to be magic, right? Because like other stuff doesn't. Like he doesn't have scars from when he got stabbed, right? So like.
I mean, he could.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I don't know.
Yeah. But aren't they all on the island though? Are all the shadows there? I mean, I don't know. I just find it weird that she's like. It very much reminds me of Demon Slayer, right? The hit show, perfect in every way, Demon Slayer. The main one, Michael Jackson, right? I don't know what his actual name is. He doesn't really do a lot, He's just kind of the main dude, just kind of chilling. Sends all the other demons out there, all the other higher ranks. You know what I mean? Very similar to me with this, where it's like, what's the mother doing? Is she just kind of chilling in a palace somewhere? And now she's here, being like, "Oh, it took me so long to find you." We live on an island. You can literally do a lap around the island. Like there's only so much places I can go.
Big brain. She can only travel within memories.
What about dreams?
Also true.
Because if you think about it, aren't all dreams just memories?
Aren't all memories just dreams?
What about daydreams?
I remember those vividly.
Why do we call them daydreams but not night dreams?
We'll call them mares. What's a mare? A nightmare? Like that's like a night horse. So what's the mare part of this?
I mean, does not every one of your nightmares involve a horse in some way?
We don't have to go over that. That's kind of a bit too personal.
I feel like by not answering it, you've answered it. You've answered the question, Ray. I've tricked you.
Etymology of nightmare. This is a mare as in an incubus.
Okay. It's like a where you put stuff in to
Nope.
cook. What's a
Like is the male variation of a succubus,
Oh, okay.
a devourer of dreams.
I was thinking like incubation, you know?
Okay. That got dark real quick.
Okay. So that was summertime rendering. I don't
I do
have
be
anything else.
rendering in my summertime.
Oh man. Next we got Nana, episode 9, mentioned earlier.
Is this a low tide or high tide episode?
I thought this one was really good. This one was really good. I mean, obviously, yeah, especially how it all came together at the end. You know, because throughout this episode, we see a lot of Nana, right? She has a job. She's kind of doing that to kind of support herself, right? You know, and like the one moment where she literally, you know, I feel like most of us don't do this, but you know, she literally stops and she's like, "What is my life?" You know, what do I want? You know, she's like, "Oh, do I want to go to school? Do I want to even, you know, am I gonna grow old with shoji? You know, all that stuff, right?" You know, so I like that conversation she has with herself because it's very real. Even if in that moment she's like, "Oh, my life is going pretty well. Like ever since I got to Tokyo, everything's kind of fallen into place," but she still doesn't know what she wants to do.
She's just following the flow chart, and she's like, "It's going so far, but I haven't thought anything past this."
I don't know how, but everything is just working. You know, you're like falling forward, right? But then other Nana, there's a lot of mystery about her, right? Where I like the big thing where she doesn't work. Where like, does she have money? Where you know? And then for it to be at the end where we know that she maybe wants to go solo as a singer, but then her friend comes in.
The
Nobu.
hero.
Yeah.
To see the hero.
Yeah, he you know, he comes in and he kind of reminds her of being in a band, especially with him and then everything. So and then Nana, like, she's like, "Oh my god, you're incredible."
I'm a sucker for when shows use the opening in the show.
Yeah, I didn't catch that when he first played it on you know, like the boombox, and then when he started performing it, I was like, "Oh, this is the intro." Yeah, that was cool.
So, I love when they just let it play out, and at the end, Yasu just puts away the cigarette, the can of beer, throws it out, lights off. That's it.
Yeah.
He also heard, because I guess she was singing to him as well through the phone.
Yeah, she's singing through the phone, and he was
Yeah.
yeah, that was cool. It happens twice, right? Because one shot, I'm pretty sure they used twice, and you know, in this scene is someone smoking, and the like ashes just kind of falling off because they're not like flicking it at an interval as you should. I know a lot about smoking, right? So if you have any questions, please ask me.
Yeah, how much should I smoke? I got a whole pack.
Oh, a whole pack? How much do you smoke? You should be done with that by the day. So you better get going. If I smoke them all at once, does it improve? Does it enhance the?
It's just a lot of smoke, really. I keep burning the brown side because brown is for burn, right?
Oof. What's your level of education? Is it high? Is it low?
Why would they make the brown side brown if not to burn it?
These are all questions. These are all questions we have and may never be answered. But yeah, because I like that they use the shot with him because he is just listening to her sing and also Nobu play, and without him saying anything, you can tell how happy he is.
Yeah, he may be a lawyer. He may have given up on it, but these two haven't, and he's like, he feels good, like supporting.
Well, I wouldn't say giving up.
He's a realist.
Yeah,
he's not going back.
But yeah, like they're still kind of living their dream, and like he's very supportive, right? Like even when he was talking to Nana, he was like, "You want to be in a band? Like I know you want to be in a band. Why don't you play with Nobu again? Like you're an idiot."
It's the only reason why he forced it to happen there.
Right. It's like, oh, he forced my hand. It's like, but secretly.
It's like, oh man. Oh, what a coincidence. He walked with the track. Insane.
Wild. I just happen to have it right here. But yeah, I just like that, where that was a big question I had. Where it's like, what does Nana do all day? What is, because we obviously know about the other Nana, because she talks about everything in her life, because that's what she does. We know that from episode 1. But what does the other Nana do? What is, we know she wants to play guitar, but like we haven't seen her like play clubs, or we don't know what she does. Like she's always home, which is another thing that's really shown in this episode, because she's always chilling and meeting like the maintenance people and all that stuff. So I like this episode kind of ends with hopefully a like kickstart to what we're gonna see with her in the upcoming episodes. Her like playing in a band and like trying to get that going. Kind of know what her life's gonna be like, I guess.
Okay, yeah. So like, I think they do point it out in the episode, just a little bit. But like, she does have the Nana has the lotus tattoo on her shoulder, and then like how she's saying like the lotus is Ren, and then the other one saying no, the lotus is the lotus.
Yep.
It was like a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like one of them saying it's Hasu and the other saying it's Ren, but there's just two ways to pronounce it.
Yeah, them just being super stubborn and just like dying on their hill.
But obviously, like, it's Ren because she liked Ren, so she got the tattoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we know like the backstory behind it. Yeah.
So, which I mean, I'll give her something there. Instead of getting someone's name tattoo, getting the lotus is a little bit more better, even though it's supposed to be someone's name after they break.
Yeah, right, because even afterwards you can just be like, oh, don't really have attachment to it anymore, but it is just a flower, so you can kind of still...
So she played that smart. She can play that off. Because even though she got in that relationship, I mean, come on. I know there's people who are like, Jessica's gone. She's never coming back. She took the kids.
She's dead. Oh, she took the kids. Okay.
Then they gotta pay for like laser removal, or like they just like completely black it out, put something over it.
Yeah. Well, the smart thing to do is to get a cover up. You get like a new tattoo. Put it over it. You know what I'm saying? That's the better option. I like the idea of like you getting a cover up, but like they just put the word "not." Just like not Jessica. It's like this could be anybody. I just have to make sure the next person I get in a relationship with, their name is not Jessica.
Beautiful.
And then, just like another fun thing in this episode, I like how the one Nana, seemingly a much better adult than the other Nana is. Or like she's building a table, she's building chairs, she's already got food prepared.
Literally said she went to the junkyard and was like, yeah, I picked up these pieces of wood and I just made it.
Yeah.
So too hard because for the way it's shaped here and the size of it, I gotta have it custom made, of course. Like she was already prepped for that. Like that means she already went furniture hunting, saw that no tables actually fit, and was like, we gotta make it from scratch.
Yep, yep. She's much better at like having a plan. Where I feel like the other Nana just kind of very impulsive, just kind of like reactionary to everything.
Always being called a dog. The dog allegations don't miss.
It's always
It's like
true.
we need a table. Declines on the table and just has the picnic on the ground instead.
Yep. There's another moment for that. Her being called dog. Oh yeah, I like the like morning when she was freaking out because like the alarm clock was broken. That was really funny. But I did like the moment where the one Nana was like, "Hey, that burger, really good. Thanks for that. That was really thoughtful of you." And Nana was like, "Wait, you ate the whole thing by yourself?" And she was like, "I thought it was for me." Like, I just thought that was very funny because she was mad that she ate the burger because she was hungry, and it's like, no, but you got this for me. Like, why should I have saved you some of the burger you got for me because you're hungry? That doesn't make any
It's also,
sense.
it's also that she thinks that like it's a big burger. She's like, oh, I can't eat all this by myself. So she's like, nah, I shouldn't be able to either.
Yeah, like, oh, she'll have leftovers. It's like you have to clearly. You should have cut it in half or something, and then that would have been like, oh, I mean, that's not like super clear, but at least if I saw that, I'd be like, oh, she cut it in half. Maybe she wants half of it or something.
Or maybe it's like, yeah, they portion like this in case it's too much, you know?
Have you ever gotten a burger that was that big that they cut in half when they like served it to you?
No.
I don't think I have either.
I think I usually have to cut it in half and be like, this is how much I'm having.
Oh, you like actually do that in your real life?
If it's a big burger, I'm talking like a huge burger. Like most burgers, no, I don't think I'll cut them. But like if
Mm.
it's like, I've had a couple of them where they're quite sizable, so I've had to cut them.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever done that. Just been like, eh.
But I'm okay with that though. I'm always a fan of saying wider burgers, not taller burgers.
Yeah, same. Yeah. The problem with that though is buns are not made for that.
That's the problem. So then you gotta start
Yeah.
having custom made buns for your wide burgers.
It's all a conspiracy by the big bun industry.
Just make big brioches. That's all I'm asking. Make big brioche.
Brioche for
We
your
can all
burger,
have-
huh?
Yeah, we look classy.
Mm. Brioche is kind of sweet though. Doesn't
a
like
bit
clash with the burger, you don't think? No?
What do you get? You usually like, get some pepper jack or like aioli on there.
Well, I mean, for a bun, I feel like I would more so go for like, if we're calling like, if we're going like special bread,
Mhm.
I'll go for like sourdough, something like that.
Make sourdough buns.
I
I've
mean,
never had sourdough bun.
I mean, we're talking
That's
about
why I'm
custom at this point. We're talking about custom made for wide burgers. I'd go for sourdough.
Okay, I like sourdough. Just never thought of sourdough bun. We're gonna roll with that.
Yeah,
That
why
sounds
not?
delicious.
You know what I mean? For the longest time, never put pickles on my burger. Tried it one time. I was like, it's pretty good. It's not like necessary. It's not like, oh, I gotta have pickles. But you put it on there, pretty good.
Like, I mean, I've seen like the long pickle spears. I don't understand pickle spears to be honest. Give me the nice coin, nice
Yeah.
flat pickle.
Yep, exactly.
Either that or relish me. One of the two options.
Relish me.
Don't pickle spear me.
Yeah. I was never really a pickle guy though, which is crazy because like in concept, love pickles. You know what I mean? But never, whenever they were like, oh, here's the burger and fries, and then here's a pickle, I'd be like, get it out of here. Why would you even put that in here? You might as well have put. You might as well put a 6-pack of pencils in here, okay? Because guess what? I'm not eating those either. You know what I mean? What are we doing?
Me, with my 6-pack of pencils ready to feed Tyler. What do you mean?
It's just like hard cut. It's like in The Office where they'll just like swing over to someone for their reaction. It just cuts to you like 6 pencils in your mouth and just like, oh, oh no.
Oh,
Wait, no, stop.
yeah.
Yeah. I know people put like the idea of shredded lettuce, absolutely blasphemous. Shredded
Okay,
lettuce,
this
there is no scenario, there is no food in the world where you need shredded lettuce.
tacos.
No.
Okay, that's fair. I was just asking because people do put shredded lettuce on taco.
No, no. I mean, you can like break up the lettuce, but like, and then like the really thin like shreds where it's just like hair of lettuce.
Yeah,
Like, what are we doing? It just like gets everywhere, you know?
that's good for taco. Like, just like, put it there.
Nah,
Mhm.
nah. Also, I don't really put lettuce on tacos. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair.
yeah.
I
Like,
was gonna say sauerkraut, but I don't know if they use shredded lettuce for that.
I don't know sauerkraut. I thought, to be honest, I thought sauerkraut was the thing. I thought sauerkraut was like the name of the vegetable.
Yeah, that's a no from me.
Didn't
Like a
know.
mix. It's a
As you
mix.
can tell, never eaten sauerkraut. Probably never will.
You're fine without it. Honestly, people will come at you for that. I don't
Yeah.
think sauerkraut's needed. If you like it, you like it. You don't need to like it.
Nah,
There's some good sauerkraut and there's some okay sauerkraut. So, like, honestly, you don't need it.
I don't need it.
If someone says it's good sauerkraut, though, I would definitely say, like, try it. But, like, if they don't say it's good sauerkraut, you're fine dodging.
It's similar to it's like coleslaw for me. Coleslaw, another thing.
I
Never
put
into that.
sauerkraut and coleslaw in the same category. Some people will get up in hands about that. That's fine.
Coleslaw though, pretty good. That was another thing I had recently, not recently, like the past couple years. I was like, you know what, I'll try this. And I'm like, it's pretty good, pretty okay.
If you're good on the slaw, you may like the kraut.
Mm. I put it on, jumping jacks.
Yeah.
That's it's like a burger.
Local joint.
Yeah, like outdoor burger place. There's no like indoor seating. It's just outdoor, so they're only open during like the summer or whatever. They have a thing called the Jack Burger where they put like a little dollop of coleslaw on a burger. Pretty good.
It's been a mean minute since I've been to the Jumpin' Jacks.
It's pretty good. It also has there's like a cool thing where it's like, so to do like ice cream, right? And so they have like a separate, smaller building for ice cream, which is cool. I know you know this. I'm not talking. I'm just letting people know.
This isn't for me. I understand. You got
Yeah.
the general audience, the
Because
listeners,
it's only open in the summer, so some people are like, oh, I don't really want food, but I do want to get ice cream. Where should we get it from? Let's go to Jumpin' Jacks. You go in the little secondary building, get ice cream. Pretty good. Good
They got
stuff.
a nice place. They're right by the river. You can like nice green grass, benches everywhere.
And whenever
They do
there's
fireworks shows.
yeah,
every now and then.
it's good when there's not hurricanes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's quite true.
Yeah. When there is, oof. You know?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Tarble. Garbolo.
So then we got the Rakugo show, right? And this one I thought was pretty good. Pretty good episode. A lot of emotions flying every which way.
Some may say the best Rakugo episode.
Some might say that.
That's me.
Some might say that. Who's some? I am some. Hello, I am some.
That's me. This is my favorite one to come out.
What do you like about the episode, Ray?
There's just a lot of it just kind of like ties up everything we know with the viewer. Everything we know as the viewers when we're coming into this, it just really like solidifies everything that we already kind of know to be sort of true, but also pushes us in the way that we know what's going to happen. Like we got Shin and Bon. So Shin, he's saying like, you don't appreciate my Rakugo because it's different. And he's like, you're damn right I don't. And then throws hands, or gets ready to throw his hands. Gone. No point. He wasn't gonna throw hands. We know he wasn't gonna throw hands.
Right.
He just like was gonna pull him close and like talk to him. But obviously, that's different when you do that when it's like your master or like also like your father figure. You're kind of doing that too. And so it's like, no, you're out. You're gone. Straight up. We get the breakup with Bon and Mio. Is it Miyokichi?
Miyokichi. Yep.
Yep. So we get their breakup. She tells him we're never gonna see each other except when we're in hell together, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn, that kind of hurts.
Next time I see you, it'll be in hell. So, oh, jeez. Why is she? I'm gonna stop you right here, Ray, real quick. Why is she so upset? She's like really mad at him. Like he like wronged
She
her.
actually likes him. That's honestly the reason why.
But that's like, I don't know. I guess I've never been involved in a way like that, you know. But it's just like,
It's like she's used to just playing around too, right? Which is crazy because that's her job, you know. But now she actually has like a romantic attachment to him.
right, which is why I think it's even crazier because like this whole thing is framed as like fake, you know, like this was all set up artificially. So then for him to be like,
So she
I'm
caught
kinda
feelings he
done.
didn't because he's just doing what he was told to do. They both knew it
Exactly.
going in.
Yeah, yeah. He knew the assignment. She did not. She forgot the assignment at home. You know,
She knew the assignment. She chose to ignore it.
chose to ignore it. Yeah. And then speaking of her and Shin get together.
Yes,
Possibly
that's true.
not.
And we
Like,
can only assume who this child would be.
yeah, she said that was like a child. So like, that's strange. That's a pickle. You know what I mean? There's
So,
a
like,
fork in the road. Someone go pick it up. You know, because there's something happening here.
so yeah. So we can only assume who that kid would be. There's only how much guesses you got.
Yeah, that's gonna yeah.
Probably end up to be the daughter. Probably.
Right. Yeah, it is funny because you know you did say that how this episode does a lot of filling in the blanks that we already kind of know, but obviously the characters in this time don't know because they're living it. Yeah, no,
We
it's
get to
cool.
see. I love the ending of this show. For this episode, we get Bon like wanting to fight Shin, like tell him how much worthy he is, like how good he is, how he thinks how he knows he is. Because Bon, as we know from his point of view, loves listening and watching Shin's performances.
Yeah.
And again, we've seen the copious amount of episodes. He has it going on in his head. He can't live without this. So to see him want to walk away is like taking away a part of himself. And also that's like he sees it against his brother, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So him telling him, don't forget Rakugo if you're leaving, you know? He really wants that.
Which is really tough for
It's a
Shin though,
selfish
right?
request.
Because, I mean, he's worked at this for so long. Like, he wants the status way more than Bond does. Like, this is what he's lived his life for, and then for him to just get thrown out basically. Just saying, oh, you're trash, and it's not even because of your Rakugo. It's because of your personality, which I feel like hurts even more because Rakugo. I mean, everything you can change and improve, right? But Rakugo is at least like a thing that on paper you can like study and get better at. When someone says, "Oh, we just don't like you are the reason why why you're not going to be moving up," that's gotta really suck for him.
It's like this is again, they're already promoted. They're as high as they could possibly get without even hitting like a master status.
Right, yeah. So then for him to basically have reached a ceiling that Bond doesn't have, like Bond can keep ascending, because of the, the one dude gonna give him like the family name or whatever. It's gotta hurt for him, and then him even mentioning, I think he mentioned it to the master, maybe, I don't know. I think it was him who mentioned like TV or something. Like, oh, TV's becoming a thing. You turn it on and then there's stories and everything.
Yeah,
it's
Shin
crazy.
said it. He's like, yeah, TV's gonna happen. It's gonna change how performances are gonna be done.
Yeah.
And he's like, we're gonna die if we don't adapt. And then he's saying, no, we're dying because no one wants this. But Shin is right, as we know.
Yeah.
It's a need to adapt. People always want to see different performances. It's the reason why opera still exists today, musicals still exist today. People, this is something that you can see the effort going through in these.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You said
The
you
classic
have to
performances.
adapt. Yeah. You can't just be stuck in your ways and be like, no, this is how it's always been done. It's like, okay. And in 10 years, this won't be done anymore at all.
And I think this is also what I think leads to like the tapes that he makes, because he's trying to adapt. So how does he adapt? He makes tapes
Right.
of his performances, and because his performances, he's able to even just draw his characters out with just the voice alone. Even though we can see the emotions, and everything, but he's able to do it in such a way that it's recognizable. And he's good. He's flexing. We've seen him flex in the start of this episode. The one Master's complaining about him. He does the Master's signature performance
Right.
on his first try.
Nails it.
And he nails it. Like, he's a genius. It's insane.
Yeah. That's always been the really tough thing about his character, is that he's just naturally gifted. But like,
he just doesn't play the game.
Yeah, he just refuses to. Which is funny, because I feel like that was their plan, wasn't it? Like last episode,
That's the plan,
like,
yeah.
I'm gonna do this my way, you do this your way. So Bond, I feel like we kind of, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is all almost like prequel to what we've seen already, but Bond, even without that, we can kind of see his trajectory, where he's going. Shin, in this moment, we're like, man, what's gonna happen to him? Like, is he gonna keep performing? Is he, like, I mean, there's no way he can stop doing Rakugo. I feel like he's like Bond, where, there was that part when he was younger where he wasn't doing any Rakugo, but he couldn't stop himself from thinking about it. So then he did, like, have like his books, and he kept studying and everything. Like he
then we're gonna get like the other side of that. Now we're gonna get him raising his kid, and then he's gonna be like, doing that, and he's gonna be like, what else should I do now? He's like, how else am I gonna get money for this kid, or how am I gonna get this deal? And he's not allowed in the city now, so he's gonna start in the country.
Right. Yeah. I mean, having a kid, I'm sure that could be very, very very pivotal.
And then, I mean, I'm only gonna put guesses out. We've seen the preview for the next episode. We're assuming the Master is dying, and Bon is actually going to inherit the name next episode. With that, maybe we'll see Shin come back. He may have the authority to be like, to remove the expulsion and bring him back into house.
I wonder how Shin would take that. I wonder if he would take the route of, no, I'm going to do this on my own. I'm going to prove that I don't need the old ways to, to like do what I love and to be successful. I want to carve my own path, sort of thing.
We do have 4 more episodes here, and we kind of have a feeling on where it's going to go from here. I think that's one of the cooler things with this show compared to the other ones. We already have an idea of what's happened, but we're filling the gaps now.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of the benefit of that format, right? Of like any kind of storytelling, where we, in the beginning we kind of get now, and it's like, let me tell you where it all started, and then the whole rest is like, a flashback or whatever.
They're going to reunite, obviously, but something happens, and we'll see it all go down.
Well, because I mean, in present time, Shin's dead, right? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bond kills Shin to save his son. It's like, oh no. There can only be one. It's like Scar and Mufasa. Yeah.
Long live the king.
Yeah.
As you kill the king.
Yeah. Listen, one has to live long. And we know who's still alive. Then we got some Megalo box at the end. Episode 9.
Yeah, episode 9. Would you say so? I'm just gonna put it this way now.
Yep.
What was the other low episode for you if it wasn't anything after IBO? Was it Nomad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, probably a much needed episode, but
yeah. I mean, that's probably why I feel similarly about it, where very necessary, very, key moments happened, but there just wasn't really anything about it that, like, kept me on the edge of my seat, just like, oh yeah, they, the dad talking about his time, that was cool, Joe and them putting the tarp on the gym together, like, oh, that was nice.
Yeah, we see Lou again.
Yeah.
In the hospital.
Lou being like, they say I'll never box again, but that's not going to stop me. And Joe being like, well, they are doctors. We should listen to the doctors.
He's like, if you recover, we'll be in the ring together, sure.
Yeah. He said, listen, if you recover and box, and you want to fight me, you're going to wish you never recovered. I'm going to put you back in the
smoke
sped.
You.
I'm gonna intentionally injure you if you get back in the ring with me. I'm gonna only aim for your spine.
Yeah, I'll be fouled, but you won't walk again.
He said, ooh, what are they gonna do? Ban me from boxing? They can't unban you from the death.
It's like, yeah, they can ban me from boxing, but you'll never box again.
I never do much of anything ever again.
Dang. We get the hummingbird and the nomad story.
Yeah, that was nice, especially that happening, and they keep cutting to Joe in the rain and the tarp and everything. Very nice. I like that.
We can kind of like go along the lines, at least allegorically, and say that we know, at least for this story, for Nomad, our Nomad was Joe, and the hummingbird we can say was Chief.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. Which in hindsight, very clear, especially with Chief having like the hummingbird
Imagery,
and stuff.
Yeah, it's all just...
We didn't know at the time, obviously, but
yeah,
now we do.
Yeah, and obviously like Nomad because he's been wandering everywhere, and as we put it, he was looking for a way to die.
Yeah. Yeah, but then like his kid saved him, and then it was like a whole thing.
The little Mac subplot.
Yep, the Mac stuff. Yeah, with him talking even more about the whole him having his episodes, right? And not even really knowing they were happening until afterwards.
Yeah, he's like, I don't remember the match at all.
Yeah, I blinked and I won.
And the guy's like, we got to put this tech in the military. We get so much money. Think of the money. Soldiers that just won't quit.
He said, "Sir, can you explain what your reasoning was for constructing a second Krusty Krabs right next door to the first one?" Money. He said, okay, it's very straightforward.
To be fair, though, terrible idea. Why would you literally
awful idea?
Why
Terrible.
would you construct it directly next to your other restaurant? It's not helping you. Put it on the other side of town.
If I was him, I would have gone with the intimidation tactic and built it right, like as close as possible, right behind the drum bucket, right behind there, so that Plankton's like sandwiched between two Krusty Krabs, and like right in his vicinity, there's all this all this foot traffic, but none of it's going into his building. It's all going slightly past his building to the second Krusty Krabs.
We actually make the entrance directly to the side.
Yeah.
So it's like they turn and like they're going to jump back, and then they get like a little more turn, and it's like, oh, we're good here.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're this is another 13 episoder. What do you think this is leading to? We only got 4 episodes left.
Well, we see the newspaper kind of hinting at Mac looking to fight Joe.
I think that's going to take a lot. Because
he sent out his challenge. He issued it.
I really don't think Joe wants to fight anymore, though.
I don't think Joe wants to fight. I think Joe's happy where he's right now.
Like, what could entice him to fight? Like, is it as simple as money to like help build the gym back up? Is that
Could
simple?
be Yuri. Yuri could be an option as well.
Whoever wins gets Yuri, and Yuri's like, what? What?
Mac's like, I don't even want Yuri.
I don't even want. Who agreed to this?
Joe's like, he can help the gym. Joe's just looking to beat Mac so he can get Mac to work on the gym.
If I win, you have to be. Okay.
I
so
can leave again, and you can delete Jim Owen. I can abandon these kids one more time if I win.
Okay, so here's the plan. I've been working with this guy, and he has a Joe costume. I win. You put this on. Kids will never know.
You can just say, "Hey, I'm Joe. I box. I'm a Megalo boxing champ."
And that's all he says, as if like Groot just says, Joe. "I am Groot." I am Joe.
I'm a Megalo boxing champ.
And Sacho's like, something
like
seems off. I can't quite put my finger on it. It's like you can clearly see like his mouth like through the mouth of the mask.
Hey, I'm Joe.
Like that one screenshot from the live action TMNT movie where you can clearly see the like actor's mouth inside of the like turtle costume head. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, this is horrifying. I should be able to see this.
Hi, I'm Joe. I box. I'm a Megalo boxing champ.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's definitely what they're leading into, because I feel like if Lou, I mean, yeah. Because, I mean, if he specifically wants Joe, I guess there's no one else that can, like, fight in his place, right?
I mean, like, they're setting it up to, like, mirror what's happened before. We got Lou in the hospital now. They're still building up the gym.
But then this time, Joe is going to cancel at the last moment to be with Lou. Which I feel like if that happens, that'll be a bad ending. That honestly, right? If that happens, I'm
just pointing out how I view it. Like it's kind of mirroring. I'm not saying it's the same thing.
I would lose my mind. I would end the podcast. That'd be it. That'd be the last episode of the podcast.
The last episode's gonna be like the title. You know what they did, and then it's gonna be like untitled, unfocused, final.
30 seconds long.
You're like, I quit.
Because like he doesn't. It's not even close to the amount of level. History, that he had with Gensaku. It's not even close. It wouldn't.
It's more like he needs to see the imagery, right? I mean, let's look at Joe's POV. It's like Sacho's gonna be so upset though if he cancels for this one. Sacho's gonna be like,
yeah. I guess so, but I mean, like, even they don't care about Lou like that. Like, they barely know Lou.
Only Joe knows Lou.
Yeah, like, it is. Also, his name's Lou. Like, what a loser. You know what I'm saying?
It's his name. You
Ugh,
got him.
yeah. So yeah, I wouldn't like that. But I mean, again, like
Names not to name my kid. Lou.
middle name Sir. Uh,
Sir Lou? Doesn't that make you a loser?
yeah. Like in school,
Um,
when they list your name, it's always last name, comma, first name.
yeah.
Lou Sir? Is there a Lou Sir here? Someone playing a prank on me? But yeah. I mean, I feel like that's clearly what they're setting up. Is like one final fight. I just don't know how they're gonna explain to us, like justify to us that Joe's getting back in the ring. I just don't see that happening. But yeah, I think that's it, Rayman.
I'm just looking there just to make sure.
Yep.
I think we're good though. I think that's it. Yep. I mean, I don't really got anything else here.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling through now.
You watching any
Terrifying
anime?
stuff.
Any other anime this season? Or maybe not this season, just in general?
In general, probably not.
Yeah.
This is the only anime. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Yeah.
We're planning on watching Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 when it's all out, so we can kind of binge that.
I've seen like the first
Even though-
episode.
So, yeah. I saw like one episode of Temple.
Mm-hmm.
They really increased the fan service on that one from the manga. Like, it's already kind of fan service. It's a harem, but I mean, it was made by the guy who did Grand Blue, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. Very different.
Are you,
Very different level. It just really ramped up. I have to compare it.
have you watched or read any of the Jobless Reincarnation? Do
I'm
anything
holding
for
it
it?
off on purpose.
You what?
I'm holding it off on purpose. I'm gonna get back into it for season 2.
I'm pretty much caught up in that. Good show. It's definitely one of those. It's definitely one of the better isekai. I feel like.
I gotta
Oh,
watch
there's
it, but I gotta handle myself every time I do it. I gotta remind myself I hate Rudius every time I watch it.
Yeah. I mean, to be yeah. I mean, Rudius to me is just Kazuma from Konosuba.
He's worse.
Is he?
Yes.
Why is he worse?
I don't want to get into it here. It's fine. We're not
Okay. Okay.
Like, it's very predatory. I don't want to kind of roll with that, but like, the way I see it, he's essentially grooming people because he already has all the stuff. Like, he knows stuff outside. Like, mentally, he's at a higher level than most people
Sure.
who he interacts with, and that's the because he interacts with a lot of young people because he's young right now. Spoiler, you know, crazy. So I just kind of if you meta think about it, it gets weird into shenanigans.
I would argue, I don't know how much you've seen or whatever, but I would argue plenty of times where other anime MCs would take advantage of people, where he has like an out of body experience where he's like, you know what, shouldn't be doing this, and he stops doing something before something happens.
You know, you are correct. Actually, there are some moments where he has the better sense of judgment. Again, so I gotta remind myself of these things every time I watch it.
Yeah, like
I gotta make my list and be like, okay.
Yeah, like obviously very, very fan servicey in moments, right? Of like other, very similar to other shows, which is why I brought up Konosuba, because that reminds me a lot of that. But I feel like he is definitely not the worst. Definitely not the worst
There's something
protagonist.
worse than him. Like the word, like I think worse. What was it? There was like the one Isekai as a couple seasons ago. Like there was one of the revenge ones or whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, obviously what happened was really bad, but then like we're talking like different levels on spectrums here, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's too much isekai out there. I can't click on the isekai and then
Yeah,
find an
too much.
isekai.
Yeah. Most of them are garbage. Most of them are not good.
Like which one was it? It's up here somewhere.
I will
Yeah,
say,
like
another hot show this season, Zom 100, little overrated. Little overrated. People
the
are like, "Oh
manga
my god,
was
the
nice.
show's crazy." Little overrated. It's okay.
I did drop the manga eventually, but I think it's because it kind of hit a point where I was like, okay, I'm just gonna chill. And I never came back to it, so I never really missed it that bad.
Like I said, My Happy Marriage, best show of the season. And if you disagree, you're wrong. It's okay to have an opinion, but sometimes your opinion's wrong and mine's
I'm
right.
just gonna ask, like, have you gone back on Horimiya for the season?
I'm not
Just out
caught
of
up, but I did
curiosity.
watch the first couple episodes, and it's
Oh,
really good. It's just more horror Mia. It's just like, hey, which is funny because them announcing this, I was like, this makes a lot of sense because I read the entire Horimiya manga, and I'm like, there was a lot of there's a lot of stories that they just didn't do in the anime, and then for them to be like, hey, there's this thing called the missing pieces, and we're gonna cover a lot of the missing stories, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because there's definitely a lot that you cut out of like the main show.
yeah, like all the there's like a lot of subplot stuff that just happened,
Yeah.
like mini chapters with other people's romances that they just kind of just
Hmm.
brush past. Or even like funnier stuff between Horimiya also happened that just also gets cut.
Yeah. And just like moments, like not necessarily important stuff, just like other like little moments or events that happen that I guess you could cut out, but I'd like to see them. That'd be nice to see them.
I know you heard Devil's a Part Timer, season second,
Dude,
part two.
let me talk about Devil's a Part-Timer for a second, okay? Devil's a Part-Timer season one of the first anime I ever watched, okay? In like high school when I was like really getting into anime, like for real, not just like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, all that stuff, right?
Not
And I was
Naruto,
like,
you know. Yeah, he's big
Naruto,
now.
yeah. I was like, oh man, Devil's a Part-Timer. Let's watch this. Oh man, this is great, very funny, all that stuff, right? Season 2, it was like the holy grail. It was like, oh man, this is
10 years later. 10
this is
years.
the show that I feel like the season 2 meme is based on. um,
It was actually Attack on Titan.
sure, but I
But
hadn't watched Attack on
this,
Titan.
but I think the thing is with this one, I'll give this as well. It just went on so long without the second season that we just thought it would never happen.
Yeah. Now it's No Game No Life. Um,
Yeah.
Season 2, disappointing. So now they're doing season 2 part 2, and I'm like, I'm not really interested. And it's funny because I watched season 2 a lot later than everyone else, and everyone else was like, season 2 kind of sucks, and I was sitting here like, there's no way that's true. It has to be that your expectations were set too high, so the show couldn't reach them. But I watched it and I was like, no, I agree. Season 2,
It's
just
okay. That's it.
just
It's
yeah,
not.
it just feels a lot more generic than and maybe that's because the first season came out 10 years ago. So now
A
other
lot of
shows
stuff has
have
happened since, right?
exactly, yeah, other shows have kind of caught up to this like style of humor and stuff, so now you're doing it, it's like, oh, but we've seen this already. So yeah, not watching that right now because it's not a priority.
I think I'll go back and I'll watch Stampede, or Dragon Stampede, and I think I'll also go into Vinland Saga season 2.
My reviews on those are Trigun Stampede, I didn't like it. I don't know if you will. For me, there was just a lot of like, it was very Monster of the Week. It was like, oh, they're fighting another guy that just gets introduced this episode. And
Yeah, no,
they're doing it
that's
again.
kind
Oh,
of
they're doing it
yeah,
again. And then the last two episodes are like, okay, now it's plot. Now we're getting into Vash.
yeah.
And now we're
Trigun
gonna
and Cowboy
actually,
Bebop though, if you know those old ones, they kind of did the same thing though. That's kind of what they were. Like they would just do like enemy of the week, and then there'd be a little plot, and we're like, oh, a little drop, a little nugget, and it's like, okay, we're back to enemy of the week, and then like the finale is like, okay, straight plot.
yeah. I just didn't like that because I felt like the first like 3 episodes didn't do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did, and I was like, oh, this is what the show is. Okay.
Yeah, no, that's what they are. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Yeah.
It's the same with Cowboy Bebop. If you don't like that, you're not gonna get a good enjoyment out of that either.
Yeah. I have pushed my way through Samurai Champloo though.
How's that?
Good so
I've
far.
only seen the first 2 episodes, so I can't talk on that.
A few episodes left. Vinland Saga though, very good. A lot less fighting than the first season, but still very good. It's a very different show, but
I think that's how I sell people on Vinland Saga. I tell them that the second season's very different than what they go into the first season.
yeah.
You have to be ready for character growth.
Yeah, character growth is definitely the way to put it.
If you can think of season 1 as like, this is like, because we're telling the story of someone that we already know. Oddly enough, this person, you can look them up. They actually lived. It's a historical manga / anime. You can look up the person and see the author's just filling in some of the blanks and making it more interesting for everyone to take in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're piecing it together, and it's very nice. It tells a good story. Never really upset. If I can get you to watch Fate, that would be the real winner in my playbook. I would actually lose my mind if I could do that.
I don't think it's that difficult. I don't think it'd be that difficult. But
To get you to watch Fate?
Yeah, I just have a lot of other stuff I gotta, like, in the middle of.
I also should try to finish Ranking the Kings. That's kind of on me too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm caught up. No, I'm not. The newest season, whatever it's called, some like golden something or whatever. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I mean, here's the thing, man. I think Ranking is overrated. I think it's overrated as well. I watched the first season, but even towards the end of the first season, I was losing interest. I was like, okay, I get it. I get the gimmick of this show. It's good, but it's just like, do I need another season of this? You know?
There's also I should watch, like Mashal. Maybe I should go and watch. I'll watch Heavenly Delusion.
Heavenly Delusion was a show that every episode it it introduced more questions than answered, and then the series ended, and I was like, I had these 2 armfuls of questions, and I'm like, what do I do with these?
I felt the same way with Death Parade.
Death Parade. Yeah.
Because the last episode happened, and I was like, none of these answer any of my questions.
Death Parade for me was more just like...
And I was like, actually, the last episode made more questions.
Death Parade for me was just wasted potential. There were so many subplots that I think they could have explored that they didn't.
I think I still recommend people to watch it. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah, no, I still think it's a good show. I just think that it could have been like a masterpiece. Yeah.
That's true. Kind of agree. This is an original thing, right? Like, there's nothing...
No, I think Death Parade, if I remember correctly, is based off a one-shot. So, like,
it's
episode
like a
one
piece of, like, yeah, it's like a pilot thing they came out with.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
none of the guys here... Like, I'm trying to figure out who, like, the director is for this and all that. Like, the producer. Because, like, these guys, I don't know what else they've done. Because, like, this is, like, anime only, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do I come up with this? Like this guy, I'm saying.
I am also watching Rent and Girlfriend season 3.
How's that? It's fun,
'Cause,
right?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's one of those shows where it's like, it's not gonna be high on my list of like, I guess rom-com would be the genre. It's not gonna be high when it's all said and done, but it's fun trash, I guess.
That's the good thing I have going for Rent a Girlfriend. I always can say that no matter how much I hate what happened in this show, or like it, it's enjoyable
Now,
to watch.
that's a main character that I would firmly put below Rudius. He
No,
sucks. He's terrible.
like,
What do
like
you mean?
he may
He's an
suck.
awful
He
person.
may suck,
Nah, he sucks.
but he's not that bad.
You're
Like
insane.
the morally reprehensible, less scale on that.
Mm,
We scale that less. Like he's just a suck person.
mm.
I feel like we disagree here. It's okay.
I just feel like I don't know. His quantity of sucking, his frequency in sucking way higher.
It's true, but the level of suck much less
Eh.
level of.
Eh.
To each their own at this point. That one will.
I feel like we just have different philosophies, you know?
It's true. We just have different philosophies, and that's okay. People can be different and also have incorrect opinions. And I know
Yeah.
it hurts
Yeah.
when you're wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I would know the feeling. I would know that, like, firsthand.
I would never understand that either. I mean, clearly, we're missing out on the peak anime, which is Reborn as a vending machine.
I'm never watching that.
See, this is the thing. Like, there's isekai out there that want to make change.
Okay. See, here's the thing. They will not get.
Not saying it's good change. I'm just saying, like, they're trying to push the medium of what isekai is.
That's not. No, I disagree. Okay. You're not gonna trick me into watching this. Okay. You're not gonna come up with a show and be like, oh, it's a vending machine. It's funny. You should watch our show. No, that show's gonna be good for 2 episodes. And then the rest, you're gonna be like, it's just the same joke over and over. It's not funny anymore.
Okay, that's kind of fair. I mean, next season's looking good. I mean, I'll point out next season, Spy Family Part 2.
And the movie.
We get and the movie.
Yeah.
We get Freyren anime's dropping. We get
Apothecary Diaries.
Apothecary Diaries.
Yep.
Come on.
Oof. Oh man, the world.
You know
is not
we're gonna
ready.
watch that.
The world's
You
not
know
ready
they-
for that.
They got the good studio for that. They got Toho doing it. You know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Toho's on that. Oh man.
I think is Shield Hero next season?
No, I don't see Shield Hero. I do see
It's the following.
Faraway Paladin. Sahate Paladin. Big fan of that one. I like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I would say before getting into Jobless Reincarnation, I liked the building in Faraway Paladin a bit more for the ramp, but then Jobless Reincarnation really is well built. You can't complain. Yeah, so taking kind of just goes a little water. I'm gonna see what I can recognize. Fooly Cooly? I know you want to watch Fooly Cooly.
I don't actually.
You're done with that? They're coming out with Grunge. They got the 100 Girlfriends who really
Oh,
love you.
dude, I can't wait to watch that.
That's peak anime there. It's the
gonna
best
be,
possible form of parent.
Yeah.
I see like you gotta recognize.
Yeah, Rising the Shield Hero is slated for fall.
Okay.
Goblin
Maybe
Slayer
I'm
season
blind.
2. I've been waiting for that for so long. I can't wait for that. Attack on Titan next chapter with 17 subtitles coming out. Dr. Stone, dude, I gave up on Dr. Stone so hard. I was like, this is not a good show. You have all tricked yourselves into believing
Pluto's
Dr.
dropping
Stone's
next
good.
season.
Yeah, Pluto, Tokyo Revengers.
Pluto's gonna be so good, dude. 8
Better be.
episodes, all an hour long.
Better be good.
Waited how much years for Pluto? I said, hey Tyler, they're making an anime of Pluto, and you said that's cool.
You won't trick me into reading this.
Then I did, I think, right? Did you read it?
Yeah, sure did. We talked about it. Yeah.
Okay, good. There's too much episodes, I don't know what we've read or watched all the way. I'm not gonna lie about it.
And
It's just a lot.
another bunny movie is coming out, like Rascal Bunny or whatever.
That's a question. When is Tower God Season 2 coming out?
Never.
They announced the second sequel.
Crunchyroll lied to you.
They had a trailer.
If anyone can make a trailer.
A PV. It was a while ago, though. But, the worst thing about the PV is that it literally just used most of the scenes from the first season.
Yeah.
Like, there's no new scenes in this PV. It's all just it's all season 1 stuff. And then they put season 2 at the end. That's all they did. Alright, well, I think we're good. I don't think I got any more.
Alright.
I was trying to check Mal. I'm kind of done with that.
Alright. Well, that's it.
I think all we can do is just put our hands together and clasp and pray that Studio Orange decides to continue Land of Lustrous.
Listen, man, Beastars is good, but Beastars is no Land of the Lustrous. They're on different levels. Especially season 2, man. Season 2 was like a step down from season 1.
It's weird to say that's like the peak of Beastars. It's like season 2. Story-wise, it's like the best thing there is.
Season 3.
Then it gets a bit again, and then you realize that's it. There's no more. I really thought Beastars was like going to be a longer manga. I was excited for it. But like, there's so much we could explore. No, that's not true. It's just short, and I was like, oh. I mean, it's better to end it here than have it have a bad ending, but also I thought there was potential.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do episode 10 of everything. For a few of our shows, that means we're getting to the end, which is very exciting.
Yeah, I can't wait to finish Nana.
Can't wait. We're close. We're this close, And yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you, Rayman, for joining me today. And yeah, that's it. Goodbye, everybody. Have a good day.
Bye.